My name is Villioti. Join us as we unpick the threads of our creative fashion community, always remembering our values of nurturing, being commercially savvy and extraordinary. It's a crazy place filled with fun, passion, dedication, and so much laughter, which we love.
Good morning, Z.
Morning, Josh. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
What's all this that you have?
Oh, surprises.
Wow. I can't wait to see.
Thank you. Let's take my temperature.
Okay, cool. Let me just do that quickly. We'll just do it here. There we go.
Thank you.
Welcome.
So I'm alive. No symptoms.
You are alive, Josh.
I'm feeling good. Okay. Come here with me.
I can't wait to see what you have for us. I love your jersey.
Good morning. Finally, I brought the picture in.
Let's see. Oh my gosh! I love it.
Let's see.
Look at the eyes.
Wow, that is beautiful.
And her hair.
That
I
is
love
beautiful. That is so
Oh, Josh,
beautiful.
you paint me one for my house.
I'm so glad you like it.
She's beautiful.
I've never painted on canvas before. Never. So this is quite a challenge. But I think she came up quite nicely.
It's lovely.
So Spiro and Vanessa had these two plain white canvases. Well, not plain white, it was these old canvases that they had, and they had some fashion illustrations on them, but it was very dated to when Villioti first opened. Well, not first opened, but our first bit of decorating.
Okay.
So then they said to Sash, hey, we need colour in the office.
Yeah.
You know, what are we gonna do? So they looked at me. They're like, Josh, you can draw. Like, are you sure?
And you draw so well.
And
I
then
must say this is
they
beautiful.
said, take the two canvases and like just do what you do on it. And I've been so nervous to do something because I've never painted on canvas before. And I usually just do faces. And I had these blank canvases sitting at home for how long? Like months. Because I just didn't know what I was going to do with them. And one night, I decided, okay, I'm just going to splat paint all over the canvas. And I started that and see what it looks like, and it looked terrible.
Wow.
It looked so bad.
We want
you
to
can still
see
see
that
like
one.
on top here, there's some like paint splats from where the paint like splats. And
Oh,
I
I see.
was like, instead of keeping it splattered, I'm just going to paint the whole thing this color. So I painted the whole thing turquoise. It was like a turquoisey color. And then I decided, okay, I'm going to leave it turquoise. That stayed turquoise for about a week. So I just started sketching on top of the canvas because I was like, well, I've messed up the canvas already, so let me just try out what I wanted to do. Just started sketching out on the canvas, and then I started liking the sketching, and I was like, oh, I'm onto something. And then I decided to go in with paint.
Wow.
I didn't know what hair, because I painted everything else and I didn't know what hair to put on her, so I phoned Vanessa at like 8 o'clock in the evening. I was like, Vanessa, what do I do?
Wow.
I've gone
the
so
creative
far, I don't know what
process.
to do, I don't know where to go from here. And then she was like, Josh, she looked at the picture and she's like, maybe this hair. And I was thinking of the exact same thing. So I was like, okay, well, it's a sign, I'm gonna go with it. And then I went with it, and I think she turned out quite beautiful. I messed it a little bit up, but trial and error.
Because it doesn't even show, but I love her eyes. It really stands out.
I'm glad you like it. Well, thanks. I'm going to be doing another one and I'll post that up as well.
Thank you. This looks lovely. And so where are we going to put it in the school?
In our office.
Alright, I love her. I can't get over her hair. I promise you. I can't get over her hair, her eyes. It's like it's mesmerizing. And her mouth looks a bit, like she's
She's
naughty.
got attitude.
Yeah, I was about to say like she's naughty, but she's got a whole lot of ATT. But this is beautiful, Josh. I love it. I love it. I love it. It looks like someone I know, but yeah, it's very
Thanks.
nice. Yeah.
It's recording.
I'm just trying to gin bottle it is.
I think so. I think you might. We set up the bar area down at the end of the passage.
Yeah, we'll just go more comfortable.
So I'm quite happy today. We are at the end of term 1
We are.
for 2021. And I've chosen to profile Aisha Stologic, which is our program manager at Villioti Fashion Institute.
I'm the program manager assistant.
Program manager's assistant at Villioti Fashion Institute. But Aisha's got quite a lovely story because Aisha's been here for quite some time. She's seen the changes and the growth within the institution. Aisha taught me when I studied here and I graduated in 2014.
I did.
Aisha taught me.
Josh was terrified of me.
Absolutely terrified. Aisha was the one lecturer that I would keep quiet in her class. I don't know why, but I did.
Until I fed him tequila and he was slinging him over his shoulder. He couldn't handle it.
Yes. We went to a varsity event and that was my perception had changed completely. But it was so great and I'm happy that you are coming to chat to us today.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, always. So Aisha, tell us a little bit about Aisha Stologic.
Okay, well, in terms of fashion, I suppose I'd sit with those, I don't know if you still get them even, you get these sort of paper doll books.
Yes, you get I forgot what they're called now, they're like glamour dolls.
So it's like this paper doll and I think it comes like dressed not in very much.
Yeah.
And then you can cut out or sort of press out the garments and sit there and rearrange them. And
Yes, and you fold the edges and it creates, you can change up the outfits.
yes, I used to love doing that as a kid, which is weird. I don't know, and I'd spend lots of time doing like arts and crafts type of things with stamps and that type of thing. So I enjoyed
Working with your hands.
yes, and creating things.
And did you grow up in South Africa?
I did. I went to the German school, however. When I was a child, back then I had a very high IQ. I can't say it's stayed that way.
What do you mean?
So let's just say as a child I was very gifted and my grandmother didn't feel that the schools that were available at the time could really handle or cater to me. When I was a kid I went for a lot of tests and I don't know, if it's psychic evaluations and that type of thing. And then they had discussed sort of advancing me, but then the concern was that I'd be this little kid and I'd be with peers that were into other types of interests and things, which wouldn't benefit me in terms of, you know, them reaching puberty first and that type of thing. So my grandmother then decided to put me into the German school because of my German background. Well, she came from Germany. So yeah, then I learned German and got put into the school, and it's an academic school. It's not really an arty-farty type of school.
Yeah.
These days I hear about these students and they come and they've done all these subjects that are really...
Yes, it's the same. I went to a technical high school, so it was very...
you know, maths, biology, science.
The standard.
Yes, not all these weird like home economics and...
Yeah, and design. They have design at some schools.
So nothing like that. So obviously when we got older, we could then select our subjects. Art was an option. Went to the first class, heard the price of the textbook, thought I cannot ask my parents for that. I think it was about 3,000 Rand back then.
Wow. Just for a textbook?
Yes, just for the art book.
Art.
And I thought I can't even go and ask my parents this because, you know, like my parents weren't like well off. So, you know, like even paying for my schooling was a struggle.
When do you think in your high school journey, so after all of that, did you think like was the staple time when you were like, I want to go into fashion? Or was there any other things lurking in the background? Like what was your direction and when do you think your direction popped up with fashion?
Oh, to be honest, I was supposed to probably have been a pianist. I started piano at the age of 6.
Okay.
So classical piano, and after
I didn't know that, Aisha.
No.
Me too, come and play some piano here one day.
After matric, I went over to Australia where I was going to enroll in the Sydney Conservatorium of Music. And I moved over there. It was really funny. Went and stayed with family I'd never met before.
Oh wow.
And you know, you all speak English, but they talk, I didn't understand them. I'd speak, they didn't understand me. It was really weird. It took a while.
Wow.
So obviously I stayed with them for about 6 months. Things didn't work out in terms of, I don't know, my grandmother came back this side while I was that side, and then, I don't know.
There's
Also,
confusion.
the hours were really long in terms of where they stayed. They stayed in the Blue Mountains, and then Sydney was like quite a train ride away, and the hours were very long, and I don't know, it was just like a whole compilation of things. So I decided to
Come back.
You asked about the fashion thing, so
Yeah.
in matric year we were allowed to cut up our uniforms and whatever, and like
Change them out.
recompile them. And my teacher at that stage said to me, "Oh, you should maybe consider doing fashion because I created something different, I suppose." So maybe that was one of the first sort of real
That's
interest
special
in
though.
it.
It's like you do something unknowingly and someone sees the potential on that side, which is lovely.
Well, and then sort of the whole matric dance, you know, and then sitting there drawing your own dress with your ideas, and then feeling bummed out because the person tells you no, they can't do that.
Why not? I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, so they said it couldn't be done, but now I know it could have been done, but anyway. So obviously taking it from there, also in our matric year, we'd gone on holiday to Greece, which was an awesome experience. And when I got back here after being in Australia, she said to me, "Why don't I come over again?" So I went over to go and see her, and you know, we had a nice holiday. Then I got back here, and I think that's when I saw the adverts for Villioti Elite Design Academy at that time in the U
Did you also see that?
in the U magazine.
I also came across the advert in the magazine.
Because my mom would always buy the U magazine, and I'd sit there and tear out all the pages with the celebrities wearing pretty dresses and whatever else
Cutting
I
it
liked.
out. So at the back of the book it had all the celebrities.
Yes, I'm terrible. Like, I feel like a hoarder. I've probably got like a stack of this many papers. Found the advert.
And it was still Villioti Elite Design Academy
Yeah,
back
we could
then.
have like some drawing at Spirit that.
Like, yeah, a few. Yes.
And I came for the interview.
Did you also have the whole interview process with the mood boards and the, or was it just an
No, it
interview?
was just an interview. Yeah, so that was interesting.
And so you were accepted, and what were your experiences? Because you were accepted in 2006? No, where did you study? 2005, 2006? When was your first year?
2005, I think. I know it was the second cohort, basically, that was ever taken in.
Yeah.
Um,
And then, how was your experience? What was varsity like back in those days?
well, obviously we weren't here in Hyde Park, we were situated in Norwood.
Mm.
It was quite small, different, very different to now. Yeah.
And what would you say, like, the student life was like, and the kind of work that you were doing in your qualification then?
So obviously when I got here and we had to start doing the assessments and everything, compared to school, it was so easy for me. I was like, this is so
Like,
easy.
you've been crafting and working with your hands for some time.
Not just
right?
that, like also the theory or the exams, it was, you know, I remember there was an occasion where we were writing a history test and I'd forgotten all about it. So there I am with a book on my lap in the car.
Rushing through.
I'm running up the stairs here, the elevator, like trying to read this book. Oh my goodness, but at least, yeah, I passed that exam, thank goodness.
Nice, just quickly skimming over.
It was horrible. I'm horrified. Like, how did I forget?
And the practical stuff was obviously, because I know when I studied, we had I mean, everything's changed quite a lot from when I studied. So when you studied, I mean, your collection and your assignments, like,
Look, I'm not going to say I had all this free time in the world because I definitely didn't. It was days and nights of, you know, sitting there with ice blocks on your eyeballs, trying to cool them down so you could carry on working and stay awake.
I've never heard of that one, but
Yeah,
I'll definitely try.
Like get the matches and toothpicks and put them in.
But your collection was very different. Lots of work, with all the ribbon work.
Yes, it was weaving a whole bunch of, satin.
We'll definitely put pictures up
Organza.
over here to show you what Aisha's collection looked like. It was insane. Lots of work.
It was hours and hours. It was a nightmare.
What would you say one of your biggest highlights of your years of studies would have been or is?
What do you mean, Josh?
Your biggest highlight. What was your biggest highlight when you were studying?
Obviously, getting here and then Spiro's the designer, and it's like, oh, this wow thing, and then you'd been like this little girl or whatever, finding this Patricia Lewis wedding dress in the U magazine and thinking it's so exquisite and it's one of the pages that you kept. And then you get here and you see like a scrap offcut and you're like, did you do that? Did you do that dress? And then it's like, oh wow.
Watching it all come to life.
That's amazing.
I think that's still something that's very special throughout, and even for me, when I started studying and I saw things in the magazines and I went to shows and I saw this stuff and then you see it in real life, it's surreal. And then also growing up and moving in it from a working perspective and all that, you kind of, I'd say you forget about it, so the novelty of it wears off, but you every now and then find yourself going back and you're like, wow, you know.
Yes. So, like one of the, I don't know, sort of main people that I could say inspired me the most was Spiro's mom, Mrs. Villioti. She was amazing, with all her stories and telling me about her growing up and the nuns teaching her sewing and that. And sometimes she'd call me and she'd say, let me see your work, and then she'd be like, this is wrong, what are you doing?
That's so special.
It was.
So you sat hand in hand with Mrs. Villioti and she...
Sometimes, like, I know we weren't supposed to, but sometimes I just sneak off to her room and try and get her out. You know, when I wasn't understanding stuff.
Yeah.
Like, she really did help me and show me a lot.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And you got that's something unique for you,
Yes.
you know, at the institution as well.
Yes, it was. And obviously, I loved her up until the day she was no longer with us.
Yeah, I was
Still
just
love her
saying.
and miss her. But other things that were really like wow for us, I suppose, at the time was meeting the celebrities and the models, and also U magazine. Christina Storm was often a feature, and then we finally got to meet her, Nikki, and I had extra jobs on the side. We'd go and dress models backstage for extra money.
That's so you did all you were a dresser at
Yes.
shows and stuff.
But like multiple shows, like every week we'd be doing that and getting paid.
That's fun. You get to see all the stuff backstage constantly.
It was. It was nice, enjoyable.
Wonderful. And your graduating collection, if I'm not mistaken, happened at Fashion Week.
It showcased on Fashion Week
but you had
on
a separate
Mercedes
show.
Benz, but we had a separate show. We had a delightful fashion show for our graduation that was at a club called The Palms. I think it was above Aston Martin and Santon.
Oh wow.
And it was like wow when we went there. And then just before the show they announced they were closing down.
And they did everything else.
And it wasn't as well, but anyway. And then on the night of our show we had this power cut.
Oh wow. Was that the one that Vanessa told us where the guy was swinging around with the chandelier? Or something? No, that was a different show. Never
Well, I don't know.
mind.
I just know the MC got really drunk and the
Yes,
models
that's-
were drunk, and by the time the show started, it was like, can we just go home now?
That's the one Vanessa told. She said that the MC had a bit too much to
Yes.
drink and he was
It was a
swinging
she,
around
yes.
swinging around in the chandelier. And
I was
that's
probably
amazing.
swinging around on the chandelier too.
That sounds fun.
So
So then after you graduated from Villioti, you went did you start working for Tshapelo immediately, or how did your professional career start?
So while I was still a student, I think Tshapelo and Vanessa both approached me and they asked if I'd like to join his couture business as his assistant. It had slowly started. I think before that, during my holidays, I'd come in and I'd help him out with like beading or draping or that type of thing, and help prepare for Fashion Week. Nikki and I both worked on some dresses for Fashion Week on one occasion, and then they kept me on.
Okay.
And then obviously I started working closely with his mom and doing the fittings and the patterns and all of that sort of thing.
And then you moved from being fashion assistant into the more academic side of things.
So
how did that happen?
Tshapelo and Vanessa had hired this lecturer from Pretoria. I don't know who she was. And then I think she let them down at the last minute. And then next thing I get called into the office saying, would I like to teach? I think they'd asked me to, I don't know, fill in for some other lesson one day. And I was horrified, mortified. And they called me to the office and they asked me. And the funny thing is, growing up and at school, you know, when they ask you, like, what do you envision yourself as one day? The one thing I said I never want to be is a teacher.
And here we are.
Well, then they called me into the office and they asked me, how would I feel? Would I like the position? Would I be willing or interested to do it? I think I looked at them and then I ran out of the office crying. And I was gone for like, I don't know, a good few minutes, like hoping that, okay, they'll be gone by the time I get back. Yeah, so let's just say the 10 or 15 minutes that I took to...
It was a very quick recuperating to try and see what you were going to do.
And I'd come back and I'm hoping they're no longer sitting there waiting for me. Oh, and they're still sitting there waiting. So,
I love that. So you said yes then, ultimately, obviously.
well, kind of like with someone staring at you and buckle under the pressure.
But at the end of it, you started enjoying teaching. It was finding new methods on how to educate people. And I know with us specifically, you always had like really cool things to show us, and you would like, we would ask questions and you would always go out of your way to find more stuff, and in our next lesson you'd be like, so I found this and I found this and I found this.
Well, I'd like to think I tried.
Well, I think you definitely did.
I think also teaching, you need to learn yourself. I mean, you need to know what you're talking about. I remember, I think Anandi was part of your group, was she? Were you with Shauna and...
No.
That was the group before. So I think that was the first group I had to teach. And I was really wound up and nervous with them, you know.
But you managed at the end of it though, you know, because I think also with teaching, not only do you need to know what you're talking about, but you also need to gain a certain confidence.
Yes, you do. And
teaching.
The horrible thing was, they knew that I was a student, and then they saw me as the apprentice, and now suddenly I'm teaching them. So they try and put you on the spot and catch you out wherever they could. And you know, you don't know the answer to everything at first, especially so then you're just trying your best to, you know.
Yeah, we know these things.
Yes.
We know these things.
So,
and now your role at Villioti?
I still teach. I really enjoy, I started, obviously I learned it here was Photoshop and Illustrator. We've now added InDesign into the course. I still really enjoy teaching that stuff. I mean, it's always evolving, there's always new things to learn, it's not stagnant.
And Lectro?
Yes, also in for a course on that, also very interesting. So yes, we've got that software that we teach our students or how to use.
And in the program side of things, so that is working on the student portal, it's all the writing up of the stuff?
So obviously lockdown affected us, and we now had to come up with a way of being able to teach online. So I did get involved with the portal with that, trying to set up a sort of better layout, because obviously lockdown happened, everything was slapped together to just try and get our students to be able to continue with their studies and give them a good education still. and the portal turned into this scroll of death. And scroll and scroll and scroll, and like sit there searching and searching, and like not finding what it is that you're looking for. And then I felt as a lecturer, oh my gosh, if I'm feeling like this, how are the students feeling?
So you've gone and like waved your magic wand and you've changed everything so beautifully on the portal.
Well, I've really tried. You
So
know.
it looks amazing.
Thank you.
Stunning. So Aisha does all of the portal work, all of the program side of the portal work, helps with assessments, writing out assessments,
Yes.
alongside Kejni and all of that type of stuff at the moment. So it is quite the role that you're playing, and it's such a difference from when you first started up until now. Hey?
Well, it is. Like I say, it's always a work in progress. So, like our pattern making book, we're continuously working on it, rewriting it, trying to fix things.
Refine.
All our program stuff, we're continuously working on it. We spot a mistake. Problem is, I'm also a bit of a perfectionist, so you'll fix something and then
It's just never right. It's never right. Or it's right for like the first 3 weeks, and then it's like, no, this needs to change
Yes.
again.
And then it like goes back onto the list, and then as you work through things, it's just trying to fix and make everything better.
I love that though, and everyone's got such faith in you though.
Thank
So
you.
strong.
Oh,
That's
no.
good. It's good. Examples.
Yeah.
And speaking of examples, Aisha's actually brought her portfolio to show us.
I did.
So-
My student portfolio.
Student portfolio. So this is what she did when she was studying at Villioti Fashion Institute. So we're going to take a peek.
That's some of the fashion illustrations.
There we go. Hello, Aish.
Hi, Josh.
Look how pretty Aisha's looking today. So this is Aisha's portfolio. Wow.
It is.
Varsity days. Does this bring back memories?
It does. I remember compiling this cover page because initially we'd done something else and it wasn't a requirement to do it digitally. And like I said, I really enjoyed Photoshop and everything. So I think this was like the first thing on Photoshop that I did like on my own, like without having
Just
a whole
practicing.
brief. I think it came out well. Then obviously I've got something like we were in, this dress was one of the work experience dresses and it featured on top billing. This was my collection, just a black and white version on Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week. Just some pencil sketches, illustrations.
Wow. This is Burberry.
This was Woolworths.
Woolworths.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
So I actually made this little jacket and dress. It was so funny. I'd gone home and stitched this whole jacket up, and then I got here, and then Mrs. Villioti saw it. She's like, "What did you do? Unpick it." It's all wrong.
What a mess.
Upset. But for good reason.
Oh, I like this. Mod history.
Africa now. We have to take inspiration from African craft for Africa and create a collection.
Look at these
from it.
boots. Wow.
And then
I love this one. This is the celebrity faces.
we had to. I think our theme was MTV and cherries. Like those two contrasting.
Out of the hat.
Yes, out of the hat. Something like that. So Christina Aguilera, Jessica Simpson, Britney, Beyonce, and Madonna.
Wow.
Then we had to create a top. This was fully beaded. So that was like, I didn't understand. Spirit told us fully beaded. So back in the day, I literally understood like not a piece of fabric could be showing. So this whole thing.
So you beaded the entire thing.
This whole thing here was encrusted, like not a gap of beading. Like it took hours. Like I
Aisha,
hated beading. I
that's-
hated it.
Sounds like death.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
And then the corset. So I just drew it for the portfolio.
This is the illustrating blue.
Yeah,
or
like
using blue
wedding
to make
dresses.
it look like white.
Yes.
Wow.
So you can see this one here, and then I think you can see later on somewhere here. That's one of the ones that I actually made.
That you made?
In colour.
Oh wow.
It was on Fashion Week as well.
That's stunning.
Then obviously like the black and the white.
I loved this assignment.
Wasn't one of my favorites.
Not?
No, but I think like it's different and I think it's really cool and it looks amazing.
It's tricky.
It is at the time, and then I was like so stuck on being like perfect, and then the lines don't come out how you want them.
And you put too much Tipp-Ex. Here's the Burberry one.
So I did a collection of Burberry quotes.
And this was that horrible pastel chalk stuff.
Yeah, I love this one actually.
But yours turned out beautiful. Mine looked like a shmishmoshin. It was an absolute mess.
This is mod history. So I did the
1920s.
Josephine Baker and Art Deco.
I love that. Wow.
What did I make? We had to make something. I made this and I think that one.
Stunning.
And then this was like our own choice. So then I went and looked at dragons and got inspired by whole dragonology type thing.
Amazing.
And then I completed
This is Parsons.
yes, Parsons.
Aisha, look at these illustrations. They are so beautiful.
Thank you. And then this was also a part of Parsons. We had to add on to a collection, and then at the time I think that was Calvin Klein. So
Wow. Did John Jay and Jean also take you?
yes. I absolutely loved Gene Larkin.
He's amazing.
So funny.
He is so
He's
funny.
so sarcastic. I love it.
I remember he looked at a bikini that I designed and he said it's dicier than being naked.
Oh yes, it's so funny. And this was the menswear collection, one of the first Photoshop sort of assessments.
Wow.
My boyfriend at the time had to stand and pose for me for hours so that I could do the poses. They came out really nice.
Came out really nice. It's beautiful.
And then I tried, like you can see, I sort of tried to draw David Beckham in a way, like.
It does, now that you pointed it out.
Like back in the day, it was like, you know.
The man.
Yeah, I really just went out for it.
I love that.
Captured it. And then this was my third
this
year
is
collection. So you can see this was my ribbon technique. So it was like the herringbone weave and then this basket weave. And then this totally floored me because on top of doing this whole weaving, then I discovered if you don't catch it on all of these corners, it moves. So that was extra
joy.
excitement, you know, having to catch it everywhere.
Wow.
And this dress was, oh my goodness, something else, quite a thing to try and...
Yeah, I don't know how you worked this pattern out.
Yeah. It wasn't
But you
fun.
worked it out.
I was so sick of it. That's how I hated it.
Wow.
Oh no, I don't even know where to put it. The stupid thing's so big. The dress is hanging in the tool shed, literally. Like these pieces are fine, but that one I was like, what was I thinking? It's so huge. Never do anything with it.
It's amazing.
And then this dress was featured on Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week, and also I entered Bridal Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see here are the boards that I had to create to initially send in before making the dress. And then I won runner-up in the classical bridal category.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was...
Wow.
I had this whole big veil. You can't see it so nicely, but it was all pearls and shells and beads and yeah, that was an interesting
Stunning.
experience as well. Yeah, so,
Wow, Aish. Thank you for showing us that.
no, you're welcome.
And thank you for sitting and chatting to us.
No, you're welcome. Thank you for the invitation.
Obviously. Hello, Makotso.
Hi Josh. Hi everybody at home.
How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks, and yourself?
I'm fantastic. And you've just finished writing your first exam.
Yes.
Which one was that?
Academic literacy.
Academic literacy.
Yes.
That's quite an interesting one because it teaches you how to write and research
Yes.
accordingly for tertiary education. It's very different, hey?
It is, and very unexpected, but it's helpful in a way.
Lovely.
Yes.
So Makotso, we're finishing term 1.
I'm gonna miss school. I don't wanna lie.
You're gonna miss it, yeah?
Yeah. But when you hear, you're like, oh my gosh, the work is just crazy. And then you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, I really miss school.
I want to come back.
Yeah.
So tell me, what would you say some of your favorite moments have been so far in term 1?
In term 1, my most favorite moments, let me say garment engineering.
Mm-hmm.
I think the first few weeks of garment engineering was very interesting for me. It was like a bit of, oh, okay, this is very new, this is very tricky, but I'm getting a hang of it, you know, and it pushed me to really do some research on a lot of patterns and get the essence of pattern making on its own. Yeah. Oh, and Hannah's class. Hannah's class is amazing. It's very fun. The textiles, yeah.
Well, that's good to hear. And what you said you have made friends.
Yes.
That's good to hear as well.
Yes.
And you kind of think when you start studying varsity, well, you start at varsity and you start studying, you think, how am I going to fit in? How am I going to make friends? But that all happens quite quickly, right?
It does, and unexpectedly, you know. So you just connect with people. Sometimes I just get a little bit shy and antisocial. So I had worries about making friends. And when I actually synced with a lot of people, that's when I saw that, you know, I have this.
That's good. And how are your classmates with you?
My classmates are so sweet. Nobody's mean. Everyone helps one another. You know, everybody's interactive. So it's a judge-free zone.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And what would you say some of your like challenging moments have been?
Oh, my challenging moments. I think getting used to writing my assessments. You know, because I see the difference. In high school, you can write your assessments based on general knowledge, and you don't actually need to reference a lot, use citations a lot. And that actually kind of, you know, showed me that there's a gap between the two and the difference between the two. So it showed me that this is tertiary. You really don't have to slack. Once they give you something, do it in advance so that you help yourself and you avoid a lot of drama.
But it helps with your time management.
That's the thing.
Trains you.
It forces you to manage your time. You're forced to.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah.
And how's Gogo?
Gogo is amazing. She's good, but she went to visit her mother. She's turning 94 this year, which is amazing. So she's just checking up on her. They're bonding. You know, she's babysitting. Maybe it sounds like babysitting.
Yes, like taking care of her.
Yeah, she's taking care of her. So they're really having an interesting time. I'm actually considering going to visit them.
Lovely.
During the holidays.
You should, and you should bring Gogo sometime to come say hello to us again.
I will. I will.
So my last question for you, Makotso, what are you looking forward to in the next term?
I am looking forward to improving. That's the first thing. I'm looking forward to having a sense of not direction per se, but knowing what to do at which time to do it. You know, and I'm looking forward to actually achieving the way I'm expecting and the way I know that I can achieve.
Yes.
So those are my 3 goals for next year.
Wonderful.
Take over.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
It's so lovely to sit down with you again, Makotso, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you. I'm excited, but I'm really gonna miss school.
We're gonna miss you. And has the laptop come in handy?
It has. It really has. It really has helped me a lot.
And you said that with time, with like you're a bit slow with typing, but
Yeah, I really need to get myself like typing apps, typing games
yes,
to help me improve in typing. But the laptop is amazing.
wonderful, and you're gonna be fine. It's gonna work out.
Fingers crossed. I'm gonna pray a lot, trust me. I'm a prayer, so I'm gonna start praying and trying to get a sense of how can I do this.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Makoto.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Look who we have here. It's been a long time, Kolisi.
Yeah, it's been a long time indeed.
How are you?
I'm fabulous, thanks for asking. And yourself?
I'm great.
That's fantastic.
So it's the end of the first term.
Yeah, it's the end of a crazy term. You know, it was very fun, challenging at the same time, but I really enjoyed. It was great.
And friends, you've got friends.
Yeah, I've got a lot of friends, a lot of crazy friends. So that's one of the reasons why I enjoy coming to school.
And tell me, what has some of your favorite moments been in your first term so far?
Wow, okay. Working under pressure, that was one of my favorite moments. And
Learning how to work under pressure and being able to adapt.
I can say that, and I can also say getting to spend more time with people that I've just met, making new friends, that was just one of the amazing moments. It's been an amazing experience, and I trust them to will also be great. Even though we still have got a lot of work, because we've got a lot of work for term 2 as is during our holidays. So I'm asking myself what's going to happen during the term. Maybe getting a lot of work, such as term 1, I don't know.
What would you say a favorite of yours would be from term 1? Something that you've learned?
Creating a visual diary. That was one of my favorite things. But it was really great.
And croquis.
Yeah.
Drawing croquis.
Drawing croquis, I wouldn't say, okay, it is challenging. But if you have to trace, I mean, you know, it's not a lot of work. And since I love sketching, I wouldn't say it was crazy. It was just okay.
Okay. What can you say to Sparrow?
Wow, there's a lot to say to Sparrow. All I can say to Sparrow is that thank you so much. You really made a positive impact in my life. Not only in my life, but in the lives of everybody that is around me. This scholarship will change my life in a positive way and for the better. And it will also be an inspiration to all the youngsters coming from disadvantaged backgrounds, more especially in the location. Mostly those who are looking up to me because, hey, I've got a lot that are looking up to me. So I hope actually that I'm going to learn a lot from this journey and I'll be able to give back.
Lovely. Uncle Lisa, how's the family? How's everybody at home and how are they with you?
Everybody at home is okay. And I'm glad that they're so supportive towards me and my studies, career-wise, study-wise and all that. And the only thing I don't like about them is that they don't give me enough time to study, but they're great.
That's good to hear. Well, thank you for sitting with me and updating me.
You're welcome.
On everything, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday.
Likewise.
Wow. Josh, you're going to be jealous.
I know. I'm already slightly jealous.
Look at this one, Josh.
You got a rainbow high girl. Where did you get her from? Really?
How much is this one?
She was 1,141 and she was 911.
Wow. Come, shall bring him. Here, you can hold him. I'll hold this one. Did you see this one shoe?
They're so beautiful. I want to get one.
Oh, she's in there. Well, that's why. Oh, she's in there. Let me just get her out.
Hello. Oh my goodness!
Look at this.
They are fantastic.
How cute.
Are they yours?
Yeah.
Tell me about them.
Okay, well, her name is Bella, right? Oh, from the shade Bella Pink. And then she's Stella Monroe from Marilyn Monroe's pink dress. I think it's the same shade, right? and then you can see they're based off like real life fashion, like she's Chanel. And then this coat, I don't know if you recognize it, the H&M X Moschino coat.
Yes.
And then her shoes.
I want it.
And then her shoes of like Moschino, like a parody kind of. And
They are
yeah.
so cool.
Do you see this, Elizabeth?
They are gorgeous.
Come in.
The Chanel
Look at-
tweed.
Feel the
I
hair.
love this.
Feel the hair. Feel the hair.
It's
And the eyes are
beautiful.
glass, eh?
Yeah, they're inset.
Yeah.
So if you get a wonky one, like there's an issue.
Do they close? No. But I like her skin. It's like
It's like a
Mother of pearl.
highlight. It's
Oh
like a
no,
highlight.
she's got it's
Yeah.
what do
I
you
like
put
her.
on?
I
Yeah.
brought them in especially to show you today.
Oh, I love them. Thank
Look
you
at the
for
pearl.
bringing-
Look at the pearls on her jacket too.
Details.
No.
And the jacket is functional. Like you can
Oh wow.
pull it off, and then the zippers,
Oh, I
it's
like
like
the
actual
looking.
zippers. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Honey, can you tell them how many dolls you've got?
Well, on my shelf there's 30, but like there's a bunch in my bags from like when I was a child.
Wow.
Wow.
But they are artworks. They are beautiful.
My favorite thing about these dolls, or dolls in general, is the representation of the fashion of the time.
Yes.
They're like little time
The history
capsules.
of fashion, that's so cool.
It is.
That
It is so
cool.
true.
Look
Yeah.
at the back of the box and so how beautiful it is.
Look how amazing
It's
she is. Oh.
Holographic.
Holographic.
Yeah.
You need to get him.
Yeah, I want to get him with her. They'll be my last ones. 'Cause I'm
No?
getting her and her next.
Ah,
In the
no.
You
pipeline.
have to bring them to visit us
Yeah.
every
Oh, thank
time.
you so much.
No problem.
I love
I
that.
brought you these ones to see. Now, what are these ones?
These are from Winx Club. It's a TV show like way back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like these are from 2005, so they're very old and like rare. But I got them for like a normal price. So
They're
on
also beautiful
Yeah.
though.
on eBay they retail for like over like I think 2K sometimes.
Wow.
These are from Mattel, like, and it's like very.
And they're in their
fun.
original boxes and everything.
Yeah, I don't want to take them.
No.
No, you can't.
Because
Oh,
of
I'm
your...
gonna show you my doll I took out of the box.
And how tempting is it to? How tempting is it?
It's really tempting. I wanted to take her out, but I forgot to because I took her out anyways. Because it's not like they're rare or anything, so
But they will be.
they will be one day. They'll be like very.
But you
sought
must
after.
enjoy them. It doesn't matter. Enjoy them. They're
They're really
inspirational.
beautiful.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah, my favorite thing about them is how they're based on real life fashion.
Yeah. Wow, thank you so much for showing
No
me.
problem.
I think they're
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Hey,
I want them.
he was sitting...
eBay and Amazon, Vanessa. So we have two very, very special birthdays today. And I'm going to show you exactly who they are. Happy birthday to Gogo Pauline and Zay. Yay, twins. We wish you both a happy, happy, happy birthday. And may all of the blessings come your way today.
Thank you, Josh.
Yay. 21 years old and 21 years old.